Hey everybody, welcome to paternity leave video number 4. This is just a review kind of over rational numbers and Venn diagrams. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it because you're familiar with a lot of it. Just kind of want to walk you through a few to get you familiar. You are going to want to have probably your interactive notebook out so you can review your definitions if need be. And then lastly, if you just remember that everything that I'm showing you here is just a way to solve the problem, and it doesn't, what you're seeing here on my screen as I do this isn't what you see on your screen. So let's go ahead and try to get through this. Problem 1, you're just looking at integers. It kind of depends on the number. Just remember, if you have to do any math and there's numbers after a decimal point, then it's not an integer. So, negative 90, yeah, that's an integer. It's a negative number, no numbers after a decimal point. 79.54, no. This is negative 24 divided by 4. I would say this, anytime you are looking to see if it's an integer, if the numerator is bigger than the denominator, definitely divide it. I know that 24 divided by negative 4 is negative 6, so I know that that's an integer. 3 over 11, I will tell you this. Anytime the numerator is smaller than the denominator, it's not an integer. It's not always the case when it's bigger, but when it's smaller, it's definitely never an integer. And then the last one, again, that has numbers after a decimal point, so no. All right, and check that. There we go. Number 4, here we go with this one. Number 4 is true, false, and it basically deals with rational and irrational numbers. If you just remember that rational numbers are any number that can be written as a fraction, a over b, and b is not 0, then it can be rational. And then for irrational numbers, it's basically non-perfect squares and pi. Those are your groups. So you just have to be able to read it and go through it. I'll give you a minute to read it. Pause your video. All right. So that's not true because it's not a perfect square. That's a ratio of 2 integers. That's true. If it's a perfect square, it's rational. That's true. No. And then this last one, okay? So here I have 2. You might have 3. Just depends. Okay. Number 6. On this one, I'll show you again real quick. On this one, you have to build a Venn diagram. Our Venn diagrams will always look the same. Rational numbers go here. Integer numbers are the purple. Whole numbers are the blue. Rational is the biggest group. Everything inside of here is rational. Integers are the second biggest group. Everything inside it is an integer. Whole numbers are the smallest group. Everything inside of here is a whole number only. And you just read. Okay, again, pause your video real quick. Read these statements. Okay, we're back. There are integers that are not rational numbers. That's false. Anything inside the integer box is automatically rational. There are whole numbers that are not rational numbers. That is false. You can't be a whole number and not be a rational number. There are integers that are not whole numbers. That is true. Okay, negative 4 is an integer, but it's not a whole number. And then lastly, all rational numbers are integers. That's also false. 1 over 2 is a rational number. It's not an integer. Okay, let's look at number 10. Okay, number 10 is where we start dealing with the Venn diagrams. Here, what you have to do is read the question and deal with some of the math involved. I'll pause, you pause, read, and then we'll solve. And we're back. Okay. So to do this, how many of the participants had anxiety? Well, if you're inside this anxiety circle, you had it. So to find that answer, you have to add 96 plus 57. And that's 153. Then how many of the participants had neither anxiety nor drowsiness? Well, everybody in here had one or the other. But down here is all the participants that had nothing. That would be... Okay, so here we'd have, that answer is just reading the Venn diagram. You don't even need the calculator. It's just 79. Then C, how many of the participants did not have both anxiety and drowsiness, did not have both. Okay, so they had to have both. So 96 only had anxiety, 188 only had drowsiness, and 79 had nothing. So to find that, I would add 96 plus 188 plus 79. And that's 363. Because again, they want to know everybody that wasn't here. So to find everybody that's not here, you got to add. And we're good there. Okay, 12. This one is a bit tricky. Let me show you exactly what to do here. You're going to put all of these numbers where they go in the Venn diagrams. Pause, take a minute, look at them. And we're back. To start this problem, don't worry about U. Start with W and work your way down. Here's what you do. Start with the first number in W, okay? Look to see if it's in every other set and just put it where it goes. So, for example, 2 is in all 3 sets, so it's got to be there. 7, it's only in W. 8, it's only in W. 9 is in W and X. Okay, so there's everything for W. Everything in here needs to be in W. Now we go to X. 2 we've already sorted. 5 we have not. 5 is only in X. So I'll put that there. 6 is only in X. So that goes there. 9 has already been sorted. Now I go down to Z. Or I'm sorry, Y. 2 has been sorted. 3 has not. That belongs to Y. 5, oops, I messed up. 5 belongs in Y and X. Okay, so 5's in both of them. And then the last one we have is 8. I put in the wrong, 8 should be here. 8's part of Y, W and Y. Then the last one we have is 1 and 4. See how 1 and 4 are not in any of these? Okay, so there they are. And check it. And there we go. Sorry about the missing there. Again, see how easy it can be? Like, slow down, take your time, make sure you're doing these right. All right, this last one here, I'm going to try to do. I have missed this one 3 different times. I'm going to try again, and we'll go from here. So let me just reset my. I'm gonna miss this on purpose. All right, I'm going to miss that on purpose so I can try another one. All right, sorry that took a minute, but here's the deal. This thing is a bit of a tough problem, and it takes a while. Hit pause real quick, read everything. Okay, we're back. All right, there's a lot of data in here, and I'm going to help you kind of start sorting through what you want to do. First off, don't ever forget that if even what I said doesn't jive, use the example. They'll show you how to solve it. Here's what you want to do. Basically, what you want to look for first are these statements with the words neither and nor in them, because that's going to give you these little outliers, and that's what you want to do first. So we're going to start with my neither and nor. So 66 had nausea. 147 had anxiety, and 113 had dizziness. Okay, now I'm going to go with the both. Now, both means they're going to end up in one of these spots. So now I want both. 51 had both nausea and dizziness. So nausea and dizziness goes there. 37 had both nausea and anxiety. All right, now you're going to be left with these 3 boxes. How do you get this middle box? Well, here, what I know is that 300 people had nausea, but I haven't accounted for 300 people in this circle. So what I have to do to get that is I need to add all the people that have been reported as nausea. So 66 people, 37, and 51. That gives me 154. But I know that 300 of the participants had nausea. So to find out the missing amount, I'm going to take 300 minus 154. And that gives me 146. Now for the anxiety bubble, what I know is this. I know of the 675 people in the trial, 631 had one of the 3 side effects. Okay? So that means what I need to do to find this is add up 66. I need to add up all the people that have had symptoms that we know of so far. So we know that 66, whoops, clear that out. 66 plus 37 plus 147 plus 146 plus 51 plus 113 leaves me with 560. And I know that 631 of them had at least one of the 3. So that means this missing number can be found by taking 631 minus 560. So 631 minus 560 gives me 71. And then the last box that I need for down here is I know that this many people had at least some side effects. This is how many people were surveyed. So for that box, I take all the people surveyed, 675, subtract all the ones that had a symptom, and that leaves me with 44. And then this last question, normally you're going to have some type of different data set, but they want to know how many of the participants had anxiety. So to find this one, what I have to do is look at the anxiety circle, and then I'm going to add these 4 numbers together, 147, 71, 146, and 37, because they all had anxiety. Just some of them had other side effects besides that. So 147 plus 71 plus 146 plus 37 is 401. And I will tell you this is now the 5th time I've done this video, and I hope that this finally is right. Here we go. Thank you. Please, please, please know that you'll probably get this wrong 2 or 3 times. Fall back on the examples, pause it, watch it over and over again, do what you need to do. But that is your lesson on rational numbers and Venn diagrams. Have a great day. You have today and tomorrow to complete this. I know that it is Thanksgiving break this week, so hopefully you get it done. All right, I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.